Hello everybody, this is Rue back again, and today we'll be looking at a very special figure today. This is Playarts Ultimate Armored Terra. Now this isn't an official release figure, this is just a custom paint job basically I had done by Anthony's Custom. I'll put a link in his channel in the description. And basically what it is the Playarts Tetsuya Nomura variant Batman figure. And if you don't know how that looks, I'll put a picture so that you can see how it looked before this. But they had almost the exact same armor as you can see here. And all he really did was just repaint it and painted the hands and some extra hands that he came with. And that's all I had him do, except, oh, I did have him mold the chest piece so that it didn't have the Batman logo on there. And yeah. I didn't have him make a keyblade, unfortunately. I forgot to ask. But yeah, that's how it goes. Anyways, just looking at this figure, you can tell it's just a lot of work was put into this. It just looks amazing. Like words, I cannot find the words to describe this figure. It just looks awesome. And I'm finally glad I have a Terra figure in my collection. And I don't know if they ever will release any of these figures in the Kingdom Hearts line. They didn't even release any of their normal versions except for Aqua, and so I don't know what's going on with that. But as you can see, he did paint everything that I wanted to be painted. Even the cape is a nice beigeish yellow. It's coming up really bright in this camera, but yeah. And I have him on a hot toy stand because he's very heavy. It's not because of it. It's always been heavy, even before it was painted. So it could never really stand on its own. But it does look really nice, and it is decently articulated. Just looks really cool. So I did have him paint the other hands as well. I can show you here. These are just his closed fists, and he's got the open fists on right now, so that he can hold his cheaply made keyblade that I made at the last second. Really, this is just made out of clay, and I just painted it very, very bad. I've never done this before, so I just wanted to have something so that he can hold it, and he can actually hold this. Let me see, because I didn't want his hands to get damaged or anything. He can hold it fairly well, if I can get it to hold it. And of course I'm having trouble now because I'm in front of a camera. There you go. And he can hold it in his hands fairly well. It's really good for posing and everything. And I do have pictures of him holding it that I will put in the end of the video. I'll have a bunch of pictures because I do have mostly all of the Kingdom Hearts figures that came in this line. And as you can see, he does look pretty good with it. Maybe I'll have him sculpt me a Keyblade later on, but I know he's pretty busy right now, so yeah. And just to take a closer look at it, need to move the light. I mean, I did pretty well for a first try. really crude, first crude effort. Anyways, I didn't have him paint the wings that came with it. There's a lot of accessories that came with it that I didn't have him paint. Actually, move this light back. And that's because I just wanted him to have these black wings the same. They're not actually fully black. They have a red tinge to them. If you can get them in the light there. They do have a bit of red in them. So I think that goes well with the figure. And to make him have like a makeshift heartless form where he has these black wings. And I also like to put on these two claws. And I'll show him with that in a few minutes here. So I didn't have him paint those. And he did come with a whole bunch of other accessories, but this just would make him look like Batman. So I did not have him paint any of these things. So yeah. Alright, let me just move this camera and we'll take a closer look at the figure. if we can, because he's so huge, like he can't even fit in my display. And let's see if I can close up. Actually, just look at that paint job. That must have taken forever. Like I could not find anything wrong with the detail in his helmet, the details in his in his shoulder pads. It just looks amazing. He even painted that little piece right here that didn't even need to be painted. And just moving down. Nice paint on the chest. The red looks awesome. And he did use a variety of different textures like glossy and matte paint. And it just looks awesome. And there's some orange in there. I know orange is apparently hard to paint with. I've never tried because I've never painted before. I painted a figure before. Even his crotch piece is painted. He has some nice silvers and gold on his thigh armor, I guess you would call it. Some nice gunmetal paint on there. It just looks amazing. Actually, let's just open this. You can't open his wings to see more in the back. But like I said, there's not, he did not skimp on any of this paint. It just looks amazing. I'm trying to, it's hard to find words to put into this because this is just too cool. Really nice paint job. And the camera's having a hard time focus. Of course, now that I'm doing this filming. Any other time it wouldn't have a problem, but as you can see, it just looks amazing. I can't say enough how this is good. Actually, I didn't close up on his arms. Nice detail there. Even the back is painted, which I didn't even think he would do, because you don't really see it. So the back of the helmet, everything is painted nicely in these varied texture of paint. Just really nice. Even the back of the cape is painted, which you really don't see. The inside of his cape, it's like a nice maroonish brown. Very cool, very cool. And just close out of there. Now, in terms of articulation, I could go through it. I don't want to harm the figure, but I will try my best. Let's take him off this hot toy stand. So his articulation, his head can turn. It's on a ball joint, but his collar kind of limits the movement on there. So he can go up and down just a little bit, side to side. It's on a ball joint, like I said. His arms can go in and out, up and down a little bit. Again, I don't want to rub against this shoulder because the paint might wear off, but it can go forwards, backwards a little bit. You can kind of move the armor away so that it can go more farther. Again, I don't want to ruin the paint. He's got a 90-degree bend at his elbow. Hands can go back and forward, and it can turn. Really cool. And of course, he has a crunch on his chest and his waist, allowing him to move this much forward, this much back. Again, it's really hard to pose this guy because he's so heavy, top heavy, even without the wings. And of course, he can do the splits. Nice ratchet joints on his legs. Can go forwards, backwards. His knees can go, they're double jointed knees, of course. I don't want to turn them because, again, it might ruin the paint, but yeah. It's kind of finicky to hold, really. His feet can go up and down, side to side a little bit. Is there pivot? A little bit of pivot. And again, really nice detail with that gold. Look at that. Just so cool. I'm so glad I had this made. So that's his articulation. Oh, and his wings can move, if I didn't say that already, on ball joints. And his and I'll show you how he looks in his heartless form that I like to call. And here he is in his heartless mode, I like to call. I have attached his wings and his menacing claws, and it just looks freaking awesome. And he is so big that he can't even fit in my review space here. So I'm actually as far back as I can be. I'm actually at an angle right now, but it just looks awesome. His menacing sharp claws that I switched out on. I didn't, again, I didn't want him to paint those because those would look weird if they had the gold on them. I just wanted him to have like a secondary form where he was evil. Look at that. Here he is with just a normal 6-inch Marvel Legends figure. Here he is with the SH Figuarts Sora. And as you can see, Sora is just a minuscule figure compared to this one. And here he is with the rest of the Kingdom Hearts gang. And as you can see, he is the tallest one, which is accurate because he was the tallest one. Maybe not by that much, but maybe the armor gave him some height or something. I don't know. But it just looks, they look so good together. If only they would release an actual figure of Terra, that'd be awesome. But they're probably done releasing Kingdom Hearts figures because Bing Arts or Bing Arts or whatever is releasing the new Kingdom Hearts figures from Kingdom Hearts 3 and all of that. But yeah, this looks so cool and it's gonna look so great on my shelf. So that's pretty much the end of my review. I'd like to thank Anthony's Custom again for making this figure and making it awesome with so much detail and everything, making it look just like how I wanted it to look, just like Terra. And yeah, it's an amazing figure. I would say get one if you can, but this is a custom figure again, like I said, and I'm not sure if he's taking any requests right now. You could ask him, but I don't know at this moment. So yeah, that's another reason why I'm so glad to have this figure, because I'm probably the only one that's gonna ever have this figure, unless somebody makes one just as cool as this one, or if Playarts Kai decides to release one of these figures in the future, which wouldn't be bad as well, because I would have two, and one would be a special one. Anyways, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.